In an anarchy environment, there's only one constant: change. No matter what game, in anarchy, there is always change. Because people change, power dynamics change, the game itself changes. And in Deadzone Classic, one of the most observable and peculiar evolutions over the last 6 years in the game's history of anarchy is how combat has changed. Deadzone is not just an extraction shooter anymore. The anarchy element has turned active PvPers into borderline psychopaths who will do just about anything to maintain an advantage. And exploits like duping have nullified the value of loot. But what are the players left with? Why do PvPers keep coming back with the same dedication years later? It all comes down to a system of fighting completely unique to Deadzone. Cars are used for traditional PvP now, and they work entirely differently than any other game due to the primitive nature of Deadzone and Roblox as a whole. 6 years of optimization in a game that can barely function properly in the first place has somehow led to nearly perfect technique for PvP, which looks like this.
Let me see that again. I didn't get a good look at that.
I literally predicted exactly where he would pop out. Another example here, hitting a jumping flick shot. Jumping and hitting a flick in the time that it takes to jump. And then you look at a clip-fied target. Look at him. A 1v2 with no car against two actual PvPers with cars. This is how good he was. It's important to note that Deadzone players have always been extremely dedicated when it comes to winning fights, but over time, players have discovered the optimal fighting style and pace to win most often. But back in the day, the top most feared fighters didn't fight like this. They fought slow and meticulously. In the first generation, cars were more laggy and less relied upon to kill players. More often than not, it would come down to who was better at camping or rushing. The methods of peeking today weren't really optimized yet. Because of this, a player like Civilian in a Box from back then would not stand a chance against anyone from today. Even though Civ was feared and widely regarded as the best of his time, he merely was a pioneer for a style of PvP that didn't exist yet. A style so well optimized, it breaks the threshold for entry into the PvP scene. I've said this many times, but I truly believe that against a real PvPer in the scene, it could take a new player months just to win a fight. The amount of variables that need to be considered in PvP can only be developed through time, and most don't have that patience. This is why so little people break into Deadzone PvP today. It's so unwelcoming because it's gatekept. It's like if you tried to learn Mace PvP in Minecraft, except all those tutorials out there right now don't exist. You may be wondering, who launched Deadzone's PvP into the brutal state it's in today? Well, each generation of Deadzone Classic's history had a different style attached to its players, and each generation contributed to how the style would change in the subsequent ones. The tactics that were used in the first generation to speed up PvP were optimized in the second one. People relied on camping less, and although car PvP was far from what it is today, as someone who played all the time back then, the signs of evolution were happening right before our eyes. Then Maruo came along in the beginning of the third generation. Borrowing the styles from all the best players who came before, the Maruo clan redefined Deadzone's PvP. This group consisted of players like Target Eliminator and Roblox Profi, who in the old DZC community are legends and masters of their craft. Car PvP was almost discovered by Maruo, and they didn't just want to mimic the best who came before them, They wanted to eliminate the skill ceiling that had been set by the old players, and they did. So what did the rest of the community do? In true dedicated fashion, they trained harder and harder just to keep up. This is still happening today in private servers. Back then, it was Snowy and JJ and Babana training in private servers, killing each other over and over again just to be able to compete. And today, it's the same deal, just with players like Area or Hale. So all in all, Deadzone PvP has evolved from the typical extraction shooter gameplay to what is simply called car PvP by the community. Something too optimized for its own good. All because the players of Anarchy want to maintain the most influence possible. It's the same reason obscure glitches have been sought out and custom hacks have been made, all just to have an influence on who controls what. There is no mercy in this underground wasteland, only an entry barrier so exclusive it only drives players out. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, please. Thank you. I'll love you forever. And in case you are wondering, there's still a cat on my lap as I'm recording this entire script. Guys, I'm trying to take a break from editing, all right? But I can't because this cat he won't get off of me. I literally can't move. I'm stuck here in this chair. I just want to go take a break from editing and eat, but this dude, he won't move. Why? Peace.